Yeah. Fun times. This is
Yeah.
the fun times of wanting to try out Linux in the middle of sort of this transitionary tech period where if you are on Linux and you know how all of this stuff sort of fits together and you do things in a Linux way from the start, it's not really a problem. But if you're someone new coming into it and you want to try things out, there's a lot of sort of misleading information about the current state of things.
Yeah, I would have been like, but why is this not working? In case that it doesn't work, right?
Mhm.
But now I know, okay, if it doesn't work, it could be because of the window manager. But if you wouldn't have told me, I would be like, but what's happening?
Yeah.
Really confusing, but yeah. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
But by the sounds of it, everything that you want to do with Conator anyway, you could configure in Hyperland. Like it has a hotkey system. You can configure the hotkey to just go and run that Python script, and then it will go and do whatever you need it to do. Yeah, like it basically does everything that you want this tool to do anyway. It's just if you then want to
Mm,
move to something
yeah,
else, you want to try out Sway, then you got to move everything over to that one as well. And yeah.
yeah. Or I'll be using both of them, Mac OS and Linux. And
Mm.
if I want to switch to Mac OS, I'll have a configuration for Hyperland, another configuration for Canada, and I don't want to manage two configs. If
Right,
I
right, right.
modify a script, a key map in Canada, I will have to modify it in Hyperland, and that's not something fun, actually. Not difficult, but not fun.
Hmm. Well, I guess you don't have to worry about modifying your scripts because if you modify the file and you're calling the file in both of them, it's still going to point to the same
Yep.
thing. So I guess you could. It's not a great solution, but you could abstract a lot of things out into scripts so you don't really have to think about it changing. It's not a great solution, but it will kind of do the job.
It's an option, yeah, yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, once you like if you get to a point where you're kind of happy on one thing, it stops being a problem. But also it does make it kind of annoying. Like I want to try more things out, but every time I think about trying something out, I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to
Oh
reconfigure
man.
everything.
This happened to me with Canada. Everyone kept talking about Canada. I use Carabiner and I have used Carabiner for like a year and it's wonderful. I execute scripts from Carabiner with key maps. Everything that I did in Canada, I did it in Carabiner, right?
Mhm.
And everyone was like, but you should try Canada, Canada. And I was that I know, but I know that it's gonna take me like a month. And I have been playing around because I'm not just going to do something simple, basic, and just leave it there. No, I don't know. I don't know if it's a problem or what, but
Mhm.
I just wanted to work the exact way that I wanted to work and be stable. And I have been playing with Canada for, I don't know, like a month
Mhm.
now. It has been really painful. I have wasted a lot of time. So every time that I have to try something new, I think about it. I'm like, aerospace, I was like, man, I know it's gonna take me, you know, a couple days or
Mhm.
weeks maybe. So I just talked to someone in Discord, helped me out through the process, so that made it way faster. But
Mhm.
yeah, agree 100% with that. When I need to try something new, I think about it because it's a lot of time involved usually.
Yeah. This is why when there are bars built into a window manager, I don't use them. I will stick with the bar that I have. So my way bar, it's gonna work across everything. Maybe I need to change out the one thing that might break is the like workspace number system because usually that has to hook into like whatever that window manager is specifically doing, but most bars are going to have a module for that. So it's like change from the Neri workspace module to the Sway workspace module, and everything else stays the same. Like all of my configurations the same. That's a lot less of a migration there. Same thing I was doing over on the X11 side. I would just use the same bar everywhere, and I just don't really change it that much. There's people on Linux who are very into changing their entire desktop look every couple of months, and I don't know. For me, I just get very comfortable. And this is my other problem with when I swap to something. I end up just turning whatever I swap to into the thing I was already using. Like nothing, at the end of the day, nothing actually changes.
Yeah, definitely the same with me. And do you know, like, is there a reason, maybe, or you have an idea, like, why stuff is moving away from being modular to like having like a single solution, like you said right now, right? Wayland, I keep messing terms up, but you mentioned Wayland and other stuff. But you mentioned that Wayland has this bar built in already. Like, I guess they want more compatibility with their stuff, so that's why they
sorry,
implement.
I think you're something a bit confused there. Wayland doesn't have a bar built in. Some of the window managers have bars built in.
Mhm.
Yeah, Wayland is the protocol set used to build the environment. I'm not sure where I might have said something which kind of crossed some words there.
Oh, but there's a window manager that has a bar built in.
Yes. There are some that do have their own custom bar solutions. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know. I just like things to be modular.
I get it. Yeah.
Each thing is its own thing, and you can make them talk to each other. That's fine, but I'm not in favor of just grabbing a lot of stuff and making it one, because it removes a lot of flexibility for the user, right?
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Yeah. I will. I'm not going to make things modular to the point of making my life inconvenient, but in cases where I think there is some added value there, I will prefer it to be modular. Like, if I could have my hotkeys separate to my window manager, I would have them separate. It was so nice to have. It was very convenient. It's annoying not to have anymore, but I have learned to live with it.
So you're locked into that window manager, right?
Yeah.
For now.
Well, what I realized is every time I swap to a new window manager, especially if I've been using it for, 6 months, a year, I add a bunch of hotkeys that I just never remember I ever added and end up having to, I go back through my hotkey system and it's kind of like I do a spring cleaning every so often. I'm like, ooh, do I need this one? I don't need that one. No, let's just get rid of that. And I end up having a much more streamlined configuration anyway. So yeah, it's not a great solution, but there are still some benefits to come out of it.
Oh, it's like a cleanup phase.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Yeah.